Dear parents, this is Priya Shankar. Dear parents, we welcome you all to the college admissions preparation session. I am very pleased to introduce Mrs. Kameshwari. She is a proud parent of two wonderful boys. Personally, she is a very good friend. She offered great guidance to our family in our own college preparation journey. I'm happy that she is making time to talk to you. Please welcome Mrs. Kameshwari.
Hi, Priya. Thank you so much for that nice introduction. And firstly, I would like to thank you for putting everything together. I know it's hard to organize and coordinate with so many parents. I see a lot of parents have joined in the group. Thank you for that. Shall we wait or can I continue?
Yeah, we can start. Thanks.
Okay. So okay. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, hope everybody can see my screen.
Yes, Kameshwari.
Okay. So welcome everyone. So like Priya said, both my kids are in college. My older one is in Northeastern. He'll be graduating this year. My younger one is in Rensselaer's RPI in Albany, and he's a freshman. And before I go ahead with the college admission process, I would like to give a disclaimer. I'm not a professional in college counseling. It's whatever I'm talking here today is whatever experience I gained through the journey of my kids going through high school to college. So, I was primarily very anxious of my kids getting into college, and I didn't know the process here. So I did a little bit of whatever research I could do, did some groundwork, and got hold of a high school teacher. And she did she also had her kid, going to college. So she did her part of research, and she actually educated me in the process. And that's how I got some information. And of course, I did my own groundwork. So whatever I know here is whatever I've gone through or whatever I've gathered the information. So let's start. These are the topics that I'll be talking today. I think I've already sent the list of these topics in the WhatsApp group. So let me skip to the next slide. So this is the grade-wise requirement that I have jotted down. So it's from 9th grade through 12th grade. So this high school is all these 4 years is like a preview of college. So every college wants to understand that your kid is able to take the rigor and the pressure and the stress that they undergo all the 4 years in college. So they would want to see if your kid is able to withstand that in high school. So for that reason, they would not only see just the 11th grade or the 12th grade, they want to see all 4 years of high school. So from 9th grade to 12th grade. So as soon as your kid gets into high school, it's very essential that they show the progress, improving progress in their grades or passion or whatever they do in high school. So that's very important. So the first, I have given a little bit of, in the order of priority. I have jotted down some, like passion, should be the first thing that a kid should be exhibiting. So when it comes to passion, kid would be motivated in the right direction to gain the peak of success if he is really passionate about something. So being passionate is going to drive him far. So the colleges want to see that, how would the colleges, gauge the passion of the kid. They would, the number of accolades that your kids get by either going to national levels or going to state level or is regional level, competitions, and winning them is what the colleges gauge. So that's how they know that your kid is passionate about something. So I think Soumya Ramesh would would take care of the passion topic in the next session. So I'm not going to go deeper in that. So I'll probably go to the next point, which is GPA, which is a grade point average. So coming to GPA, before even going to GPA, I would want to stress on one point, which is, during high school, kids should be able to determine which field they want to get into, whether either liberal arts or STEM. Once they decide which is, which subject they are more interested in, that's the way they should be aligning their activities and other extracurriculars, so that their application will become stronger. So I know each and every kid would not be knowing about their interest in the beginning of high school itself, or even later part of high school also. But I think as a parent, we should take every measure to sit with them, chat with them, and slowly, try to make them understand, what would really be their, subject of interest. And I think that way we can guide them. So once they know what activities they, once they know what their interest is, they can align their activities. And also, it's just not that one particular subject they should be focusing on. They, some colleges wants kid to be all-rounded. So, it's like we say, jack of all trades, master of none. But here, we want they have to be jack of all trades, but master of one. So being a master of one is where the passion lies, right? So that's what they want to see. So coming to GPA, the first thing that your transcript will be showing is your GPA. It's most of the schools use weighted GPA, where weighted GPA means the APs will be taken into account. So if you look into the rigor of the class, if a kid is taking AP classes and getting average scores or above average scores, that is weighted more for the college, rather than taking easy classes and getting higher grades. So and the next one is taking AP classes would generally increase the GPA in your transcript. So, and also, you should not be overloading yourself with the AP classes. I know right in 9th grade, you may not have, some of the schools don't have too many APs, and they hardly provide APs in 9th grade. So that's fine. But if they provide APs, and if the teacher suggests that kid can take those APs, definitely I would want the kids to take more APs. So what is the importance of taking APs? Okay, so coming to that point, advanced APs are called advanced placement courses, which are college level classes. So the first year of college, most of the time, these are the subjects that the kid will be taking in. So if he is able to finish those classes in high school, and if the college really credits these, give credits for these subjects taken, they can skip a year, or 6 months, or a year in college. So that'll Most of the parents love that because it's lighter on their pockets. Because if the kid is if he has to undergo 4 years of college, and if he gets 1 year exempt from for the credits that he had got from the APs, so 1 year of college tuition you don't need to pay, right? So that is the point that most of the parents like it. So that's the importance of taking APs, and it's a 2 to 3 hour exam, and usually they are given in May timeframe, and it's scored out of 5. Examples of commonly taken AP tests are AP Physics, AP Chemistry, AP Computer Science, AP Bio, AP Spanish, etc. And a good score, like I said, a good score can count towards credits. What do you mean by good score? So a score of 3 is a passing score. But usually if you want to get credits, a college wants a score of 4 or 5. So so that the kid has to make sure that he excels in APs. At least he gets a score of 4 to get those credits. And there are a few colleges which do not consider the AP credits. I request, if you are really interested in this, getting credits for APs, then you have to get into the college websites and explore yourself, as to which college would give you APs and which college provides credits for APs and which colleges do not. So and also, if you're taking AP classes, make sure that it aligns with your interests. If, for example, if you are looking to take a business major in college, then taking AP micro or macroeconomics or AP stats would really complement it. So likewise, if you're taking a computer science major, then AP computer science, AP stats, AP calc would really complement that. So make sure that you do these kind of choices. And after the APs, I would slightly touch on extracurriculars. So for extracurriculars, it'll be nice if the kids can do like 2 to 3 extracurriculars, and mainly hold some meaningful leadership positions. What do I mean by leadership positions? Meaningful leadership positions is that you have to make sure that the kid is again aligning whatever interest that he has towards the major. He can probably choose an extracurricular that would align with that major. Not necessarily he needs to align with that, but there are other extracurricular or curriculars also, like music, sports, and all those kinds. So whichever interests him, that'll be better. But make sure that they take up leadership positions in those clubs, and also community service. Also, community service is very important. Sorry about that. Community service is very important. So if he's able to do some volunteering work, or if they have a nonprofit organization, definitely that would give a big thumbs up for colleges, because they want to see the kid getting involved in the community, more than anything, so that's about the extracurriculars. And I think I got a little bit mixed up with the extracurriculars and the APs. So the APs continued. So most of the high schools are transitioning to AP weighted GPAs. So that means, with the APs or honors or IB classes, IB courses. So like I previously said, harder classes plus average grades are preferred over easier classes and high grades. Okay, so for example, if you take a transcript that has a GPA that took a GPA of 3.8 and a 4.0 that took 14 AP classes, and school offers 20 APs. So out of 20 APs, the kid was able to take about 14 AP classes. So that's a big thumbs up for the college. So both my kids, I think, just for an example, I'm mentioning both my kids have taken almost like 12 to 13 APs, and I know my older one almost skipped 1 year of college, and my younger one skipped 8 months of college. So that is a big thumbs up for us, from the finance standpoint. So next, moving to SATs. Pre-SATs. So pre-SATs are, administered right from 9th grade onwards. So those are just a practice test. So some of the parents have asked me that, is it okay if my kid takes pre-SATs in 9th grade and just skip the 11th grade pre-SAT? Yes, you can do that, but there is a catch for that. The pre-SAT that is administered in 11th grade or the junior year of high school is what is called a National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. So if your kid ends up taking that test, then they can qualify for this scholarship. So what this scholarship means is, I'll go back to the score actually. If you're taking the pre-SATs, it's usually administered in October of 11th grade, which is the official one that has the qualifying test, and it is out of 1520, math 760 and English 760. And about the National Merit Scholarship qualifying test, more than about 1.5 million high school juniors take this test. And out of these many people, only 8,200 kids are announced as finalist winners. And all these 8,200 winners will be given scholarship. So this is a little bit of a hard process and a long time taking process also. So for this, students can take it through, the pre-SATs, they can be taking from 9th grade to 12th grade, as I mentioned, but the 11th grade is the one that relates to the National Merit Scholarship Test, okay? So actually, my older one had taken this pre-SATs and he qualified for it. How do the kids qualify for it? So every state has a cutoff score. So out of 1520, if your kid ends up getting like a 1510 or 1520, that 1520 is a great score. He would automatically qualify. And if he has a score of 1510 or a 1500 or 1490, so some states have a cutoff, which, if it is more than 1490, they qualify for it. Some states have a cutoff of 1510. If the kid has a score of 1510, then he would qualify. Some states have, like Arizona, I think they have a cutoff much lower, I think 1450 or so. So depending on which state you are in, the cutoff would be, you'll have to look out for the cutoff score. And depending on the cutoff score, if you qualify for it, you can apply it just like a regular college application. You will be you will need to apply. And I think you'll have they will ask you to write some essays also for that. And my older one was the finalist. He was the winner of National Merit Scholarship. And for that, they had given him almost more than 40,000 as scholarship for his college. So this is very important. If the kids are able to, make it to the qualify for this, it really fetches the scholarship. So this is a little bit of data, like, this is for the class of 2021, the junior year, this is how they filter the number of students that would be, commended student, then they become semi-finalists, then they become finalists, and how they become winners. This is a little bit of data on that. And I think this is available. If you Google search it, you will get it anywhere. This is available online, you can find it. And coming to SATs, what is the scoring and the format of SATs? So SATs, it's out of 1600. I know recently SATs have changed a bit. There are no essays, I think. And so I've been hearing of something about digital SAT also. I haven't really researched on that. Probably, I request you guys to do a little bit of research on that. But as far as I know about SATs, I can tell that math is out of 800 and reading and writing is of 800. And this is how it's the timing of the test would be. And I wouldn't want to get into the details of the timing, but let me get to the what is a good score for college. So if you are in between, if your SAT score is in between 1100 to 1200, top 200 schools would accept that kind of a score. So if your score is in between 1200 to 13, top 125, and if you see somewhere between 1500 to 1600, top 20 schools accept that score. So it tapers as the score gets higher and higher. Let's move on to ACTs. According, ACT is scored out of 36 points, and again, I don't want to get into the details of the timing. We'll probably go into the what is a good score for ACT. So if your score is in between 27 to 29, again, it's top 200 schools, and it tapers down to 35 to 36. It's top 20. So going to the next slide. So what is best for me? If any kid would want to ask this, what is best for me? Either SAT or ACT. So the difference between SAT and ACT is, ACTs are fast-paced. They have less reading comprehension required, and they have simpler questions. Whereas SATs are slower paced. They have more reading comprehension required, and the questions are harder. But most of the colleges accept SATs, but there are few colleges that accept only ACTs, very few, very rare. And if you think that you have done comfortably well in SAT, it's okay to take if you want to do a one more take or twice or thrice on the SAT, that's fine. But if you think that you would be scoring well in ACT, I think trying ACT and SAT, both is fine. As far as it depends on the kid who wants to take it. If he wants to take both ACT and SAT and see if the score would be any better, that's absolutely fine. They can do it. I would actually recommend doing that also, but it all depends on the kid. It's his interest. So my older one had taken both SAT and ACT, whereas my younger one, he said, no, I'm just going to stick with SAT. So it's absolutely fine. Depends on kids' interest. So next, coming to recommendation letters. But before going to recommendation letters, I would want to go back to this slide and talk a little bit about the career choices and college tours. So about the career choices, like I said, it would make sense to sit with your kid and chat with them, talk to them, and see what would really interest them in each and every grade. I would rather want you to sit in 9th grade and talk what interests them than in 10th grade. Just all of a sudden, they would say, 11th grade, I'm interested in doing bio, but from 9th grade they would have probably said, I like math. And so every grade, some kids would want to change their interest. So I would rather want to sit with them and talk to them so that they know where their strengths are and go accordingly. So coming to college tours, it will be nice if you can start your college tours in 9th grade itself, just to get an understanding of end of 9th grade, just to get an understanding of how colleges are and the look and feel of the colleges, and maybe going to a college in your own state or town would make sense. To primarily start with the college tours and see how the colleges would be and the look and feel of it. So that would give an idea for the kids to understand about what colleges are, and from them they can start exploring, going to various college websites and getting information about them. Looking through the professors, the research work, that would give an insight of what the college really does. And if they have a particular subject of interest, then they can search on that particular subject. They can actually end up emailing to the professors of that subject in the college. And usually the professors, they you won't get answers immediately, but I have seen and known kids who have sent like hundreds of emails to these professors to include them in their research work, or just like do a shadowing or just come and volunteer. Anything that would be anything you associate with that professor, that will be really great for your application. So let me go back to the recommendation letters. Okay, now coming to recommendation letters. So you have to reach out to teachers at the end of junior year, which is sometime in May or June of your junior year, with your resume, so that the teachers get enough time to give you a good recommendation letter. So for that, you need to make healthy connections with the teacher at your school. It doesn't matter which teacher you would reach out to, but make sure that the teacher really knows you in and out. Like even if it's a 9th grade teacher or a 10th grade teacher, it doesn't really matter. But the point is, the teacher has to know you really well. So whatever hardships you have been through, what are your strong points, what are your weaknesses, and how you overcame your weaknesses, and how much determined you are, and how much disciplined you are, all of that. If you think that particular teacher would has that kind of a connection, then I would definitely want you to go ahead and get a recommendation letter from her. Most of them, the thought process is, it'll be nice if you get a recommendation letter from English teacher, because English teachers, they usually naturally write better, right? So, but the thing is, if you the teacher doesn't know you well, it doesn't matter. So getting a good recommendation letter is, writing, getting, how the teacher writes about you is what matters. So, and not only getting in touch with the teachers, you have to get in touch with the guidance counselor. because guidance counselor's recommendation letter is very critical, and this is a must. So, you have to make good connections with the guidance counselor also, and, be in frequent touch with them so that they understand that you are motivated and, determined to do well at school. And of course, recommendation letters, usually they would ask 2 to 3, other than the guidance counselor's recommendation letter. You would have to get at least 2 other. So if some colleges need 3, you can get a recommendation letter from your, coach, your, like, if you're in a robotics team, you can get from your robotics coach, your mentor. Definitely that would also help. And moving on to the next slide. So coming to regular decision, early action, and early decision. So what are these? So these are the applications type that you do. So regular decision is, usually the application deadline is in late December and early Jan. So the application results come in April to May. Early action is the application deadline is in October to November, and the results come in February to March. Early decision is again October to November, and the results come February to March. And actually, in between early decision and early early decision is binding, means that if you apply for early decision towards a college, then you're saying that, hey, if you accept me in your college, I am, this is a contract that I'm giving you, that I won't be going to any other college from here. It's like you're signing a contract to them that you're not going to any other college, and once they accept, you have to decline all other applications from all other colleges. So that's about early decision. And early action, there's not, you don't have anything binding to it, except the results come early. That's the advantage of early action. So, and the different applications and how do you apply? So there are 3 types that you can apply. One is the Common App, which is the most popular tool to submit college applications. This includes most of the schools. Many high schools, partner with the colleges, and they use their partner services like Naviance and PowerSchool to manage recommendations, transcripts, and students' progress through high school. So I think most of you might have known about Naviance. If you ask your kid, you probably know about Naviance and PowerSchool. This is where most, the recommendation and transcripts are submitted through this portal. And also in Naviance, you can check the previous year's stats on how many students have gone to what colleges previous years in the previous year. So that way you can see if your school has a pipeline to certain colleges. For example, if you take I don't know, I think people from different states are here, I'm not sure, but if you take, for example, in Connecticut, if you take West Hartford, so the West Hartford schools, if you go to Naviance and check the list, predominantly West Hartford school kids might have gone to Duke, Yale, and UConn, and all these kind of colleges. So now you understand that there is a chance that your school is known in that particular college. So if if your school has, if your school's kids haven't gone to other colleges, there are still chances that that college might pick some from your school. But most of the time, the chances are the pipeline is very important. Most of the time, the chances are that the schools that have already taken are very likely to take again. So they know well about your school stats and everything. So they would want to accept students from your school. So that's about the pipeline for those colleges. And many colleges also have their own application portals, like MIT, University of California, Georgetown University, and University of Texas. These, for Common App, the profit is, once you have your application filled up in Common App, the colleges that partner with the Common App, all of the colleges can take the application from that, but it's like you're centralizing your application. So they would take your application from that a location. So you're like centralizing it. So, but whereas other colleges like MIT, they do not accept Common App. So the difference between those two is, for Common App, you have some couple of essays that you need to write. So, and that's it. You don't need to write more than that. But for MIT, they have their own prompts, their own number of essays that the kid needs to write. So that's the difference between those two. There is another application portal, is the Coalition app. That is also, this is also another popular portal, but used in a lot less schools like Rutgers, University of Maryland, University of Illinois, and Virginia Tech. So, coming to how to categorize your college list. So basically, once the kid has decided what major that he is interested, or he or she may likely go to, then depending on that major, you can go and search in a website called niche.com. I have given that source at the end of my presentation. I'll show you that also. So you can go to that website and enter the major. Probably you can register in that website, and I think it's registration is free in that website. So you can get into the website and do a search according to the major, and it will give you a list of colleges that list of colleges rank wise. And if you get into a particular college, for example, if you say computer science as a major, the topmost college that it would show, maybe it should be like CMU or MIT. And if you take CMU, it would show you the graph of how many your possibility of getting into that college with the SAT score or the GPA you have. You can enter your credentials there and see your likeliness of getting into that college. It will show you in the graph. So you can probably play around that website a little bit and understand what is your possibility of getting into those colleges. And depending on the rank wise also, you can categorize colleges into three different sections, which is safety, target, and reach. So the safety schools are the schools that have high acceptance rate. the acceptance rate would be 50% and above. So most of the time, I request kids to jot down at least 4 safety schools, 4 to 5 safety schools, and then coming to target schools with moderate acceptance rate, which is 20 to 50% acceptance rate. And in this section, I would want kids to select at least 7 to 8 colleges, and reach would be 4% to 19% acceptance rate. So in this section, maybe you can list down another 4 to 5. So on the whole, if you're able to select like 20 colleges, that is a good number of colleges to apply to. So I can give you an example. So this is just an example. This is like, I did not look into the acceptance rate or anything, I just, whatever came to my mind, I just put it in there. So see, the reach, I have listed down so many, but you don't need to. So the reach colleges are like all the IVs, for example, all the IVs you can put in, and the target, you can go to the next tier of colleges, and safe, you can go to according to the acceptance rate of the college. You can list down the colleges this way. And then once you've listed down your colleges, make sure you write the deadlines right next to the college, so that you don't forget the deadline dates. Deadline dates are very important. Some colleges, like in, I think, Texas, also I think Georgia Tech, and there are a few colleges that their deadlines end very soon, like in October itself. So you have to definitely research whatever college you have in this list. You have to definitely do a research on them, and get all the deadlines, and the SAT scores, what is the likely SAT score that you would get accepted into, and definitely the recommendation letters, all that. There is no fixed agenda for these colleges. Sometimes some colleges can have different rules and different ways of accepting. So I would definitely want everybody to do their own little research on these colleges. So, and moving to the scholarships, the few scholarships that I've jotted down, this is Nutmeg scholarships, which is in UConn. I think this, the applications, I think the deadlines are in summer, so you might need to look out for it way ahead of time. And they have FIRST robotics scholarships, and of course these are also the robotics scholarship also you have to apply way ahead of time. I think even like 8 months or 9 months before you apply to any of the colleges. Maybe in junior year itself. And there is this website called RAISE. This doesn't give you any scholarships, but it gives you an idea of how much scholarship you can get. So you just need to enter all the information, all your credentials and everything, and then accordingly it will say, hey, I know this college may give you this much. It's just an estimate of how much each college would give you. So, and that's about the scholarships as far as I know, and the sources. So coming to the sources, I know Prep Scholar is a website where you can get a lot of answers from, and I have used Prep Scholar for everything and anything that I need to know about college. And Quora and College Confidential is a forum where you can ask questions, and you get answers especially from College Confidential, you can get answers from professors, college students, parents, So that's a good forum to look into if you have any questions. And for college rankings wise, you can use US News Report. And like I said, niche.com is a website, like I previously said, you can see the graph and you can see, the acceptance rate of each and every college. And a lot of information is given about each and every college in that. So, so finally, the closing comments, please do have a chat with your kid to bring clarity of thought on what really interests them in school, in high school. And high school students are as such, they undergo a lot of stress. I would rather want you all to become friends to them and understand what they're undergoing. So that would really give them a boost and a lot of energy, and definitely educate, if a lot of parents are listening to it, I don't know how much you're able to follow what I said. This is, I have done a high level, and I've given a high level information on whatever topics I was supposed to say, but there's a lot more details that I should be going into, but I don't think we have that kind of a time. So I think I just, I could do only that much. So, and please do educate your kids about this and encourage them. And at the end of it, each and every kid is going to end up in the same job market. It all depends on how much your kid is motivated rather than which college he ends up in. Definitely going to a good college is a plus. The professors and the research work that the Ivy Leagues and the Tier 1 colleges do is something that your kid will be molded in the right direction. If your kid goes to other colleges also, I would say, please, do understand that everybody has a place, and definitely the mantra for success, I would say the 3 Ds, which is discipline, dedication, and determination, is much needed for success. So I think I have covered all of it, but coming back to this one. So I would like to touch a little bit on the internships, summer internships that kids can do. So there will be a lot of internships out there, but most of them are unpaid. You can like voluntarily intern somewhere, or some of them take as unpaid interns. There's only one, as far as I've seen in Connecticut, I've seen SEEP is the only one that pays. It's a paid internship, and iStart Valley is an online, because most of the kids during COVID, they couldn't go out and get internships in companies. iStartValley.com is one place where you can do online internship. I think you can research on many other online internships also. Jackson Lab is a research lab in Connecticut, so you can look into that. And you can also do summer courses, if not internships. That's also absolutely fine. If you're planning to do summer courses, you can do, you can go to edX, Coursera, or each and every college would have their own summer courses. You can do your research on that and get into summer courses. As far as why you should be doing internships or summer courses, every college wants to see how effectively you use your time. So even during your school, or during your holidays. Every minute counts. So make sure that your kid does something valuable during the summer, and it has to be something that they really like to do, because it's not going to stick long if they don't like to. So I think that's about the internships. And resume is very important. So once your kid is almost at the end of junior year, before they go to the teachers to get the recommendation letters, it'll be nice if you can make your resume, and you can get you can go online, find resumes, and make yours accordingly. And you can give the resumes to the teachers, so that the teacher not only understands whatever you've done in school, but also outside of school, whatever you've done, that also she can vouch for. And that will really make her understand what kind of a person you are, and how rounded you are. So that's the reason resume is important. Some colleges, I think you can attach the resumes. You need to look into that. And then coming to interviews, once you apply to colleges, some colleges would would give you interviews. So just go into their websites, look into the colleges, and make sure that you make sure that you get the interviews also. So and I think I've covered most of it. I think I still have a lot of subject in mind, but because of the time crunch that we have, I think I'll end it here. So Priya.
Yes, Kameshwari. உங்களுக்கு வேற ஏதாவது பேசணும்னாலும் பேசலாம், ஒரு 10 minutes or 15 minutes if parents are okay for that.
So any questions? I can take any questions.
Yeah. Yes, we can do.
Okay. So if you have any questions, I'll try to answer. If not, you can probably text in the WhatsApp group. So I'll try to answer them in the next session. I do see a lot of.
Hi.
Yeah.
So இந்த ஏபி கோர்ஸ்லாம் பிசிக்ஸ் கெமிஸ்ட்ரி அது எடுக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி வேற ஏதாவது ப்ரெப் கோர்ஸ் ஆர் ப்ரெப் ட்ரைனிங் அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது இருக்கா? ஏதாவது சஜஸ்ட் பண்ணுவீங்களா? பிகாஸ் ஸ்ட்ரெயிட் ஃபார்வர்டா உங்களுக்கு பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஏபி பயோ, ஏபி கெமிஸ்ட்ரி, ஏபி பிசிக்ஸ் அப்படின்னு தான் இருக்கு.
Yeah, you can. My kids haven't really gone for any prep courses for APs. For SATs, they have gone for prep. Like I know they went to Princeton review in the Madipoirka, but for APs, I think they'll be just fine with the school. I don't know if Soumya, do you want to add on something for this?
So for APs, there is no prep course as such. It doesn't make sense, but Khan Academy is a very good information site. Kids can start actually preparing. Let's say they are taking AP US history in 10th grade. The summer after 9th grade, maybe they can start to prep through Khan Academy. They will give lectures, and then there will be question answers that they can prepare through that. My son did that for AP Bio because during COVID, the COVID started, and the schools kind of stopped teaching much. So for the exam, he completely prepared through Khan Academy for AP Bio, and it really worked. So during the summer, if they have some time, ask them to start preparing a little bit so that they are ready for the year. That way, you don't need to go for any AP prep coursework. I'm sure Princeton Review will have AP prep course for sure, but you're going to end up spending money, which I don't think is worth it if they prepare in the summer.
Right. Actually, Princeton Review, after my kid went to that, he didn't suggest for his brother, actually. He said Khan Academy would be a best, source.
Yes. So see, this is something that we should encourage during the summer. These are things you have to have a plan for the kids. So this is one of the plan that you can have. SAT prep, AP prep, all that through Khan Academy. It's free and it's pretty good.
So I actually, I'd like to add on to that. People say that doing at least like 20 practice tests of SAT would get you automatically to a good score. So, my kids ended up doing, especially my older one did a lot of practice from Khan Academy, and all the College Board books that they have on SATs, that would really help. You can go to, and you can find the College Board SAT practice test books on Amazon, and probably you can buy them different versions of it and different years, and then you can start practicing them. They don't need to take the test at a stretch in the beginning. They can probably segment it, like compartmentalize it in the beginning, taking it slow. Then definitely they have to also practice sitting for that long, because if they haven't practiced sitting for that long, when they take the SAT test directly at school, 3 hours at a stretch, it's going to be difficult for them. So it'll be nice if they can practice that at home.
Just adding on a small information, if they are taking SATs, if there are parents whose kids are in 11th grade now and they are prepping for SAT, for English, my children used a book called SAT Prep Black Book, the most effective SAT strategies ever published. Get them the latest edition, make them practice it a couple of times. It really helps in the reading and writing exams.
Can you send us image of the book if you have it? It'll
I don't have the book. Just search in Amazon. It is SAT Prep Black Book by Mike Barrett and Patrick Barrett.
Okay.
Yes.
I had one question about the like college tours and reaching out to the professor. So is it okay if I can reach out to Kameshri separately on that, or how to go about it? I don't want to, eat the time here.
For now, let's do it in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, WhatsApp only, not now.
Yeah.
I'll text it and you can respond to me on that.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that.
No worries.
Excuse me,
can I ask a question?
Somebody needs to mute. Thank you for this presentation. I just had a quick question about one of the slides you had on the number of AP courses that a child could take. Can we please go back to that if possible? So,
this is the one, right?
yes, thank you. So now these number of courses that are offered are based on the school district and what the school allows or what they offer, right?
Yes.
So depending on whatever the denominator is, so you are saying that it is advisable to take as many as possible.
It is advisable if the teachers advise it. So by the end of the grade, usually the teacher would advise, okay, this kid can take this AP. Usually when they take the course selections are done, right? So the teacher would recommend the kid would take those APs. If the teacher recommends, yes, definitely you can go ahead and take them.
Okay, all right. And if there is a course that's not offered in school and the child wants to take it, is there a way to do that? Do you know?
I can answer that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Because my son took 2 APs outside, 2 APs. You have to self-study. So he took AP Human Geography and AP World History. And he self-studied. You get prep books like you get for SAT, you get for those APs also. You also get flashcards and year-round, if they prepare for that, they can do that. But let me tell you, it really doesn't matter. See, what I have felt from our experiences, 11 to 12 APs is very good. If they want to take 13 or 14, that's up to them. But always remember your GPA for APs, if you get an A, you get a 4.67. At least our school district is like that. If you get an A minus, it is going to go down to 4.33. And if you get a B plus, it is going to go to 4. So when it goes to 4, it is like an honors. Honors A is 4.
Right.
So yeah, so just make sure that AP is not overwhelming for your kids. If they underperform it and they get a B plus, and throughout, and they are going to be frustrated. So it's better that they take how much ever they can handle, rather than going and taking every single AP. It doesn't make sense.
I appreciate it.
Our school district did not allow APs in 9th grade. 10th grade, they can take 3 to 4. 11th grade, they can take 5. And there are also ECE courses, early college education courses, which have the same weightage as APs. So they can opt for that also. Instead of APs, let's say they don't want to take AP micro and macroeconomics. They can go and take ECE micro and macro if the school is offering it.
Okay. Yeah, the reason I raised this question is because in our school district, there are no AP courses even in 10th grade. But our kid did take an AP course in 9th grade as a freshman because he was kind of advanced in math. But 10th, there was nothing, but he's taking all honors. I'm right now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, how it is and how would it be in 11th and 12th is what I'm thinking.
That's absolutely fine because usually, your school stats also will be sent along with the transcript, the kids' transcript to the colleges. So the number of APs that the school is administering, so the college would know ahead of time that these are the number of APs that the school is administering, and the possibility of the kid of to take so many APs is limited to him or not limited to him. So it doesn't really matter. It depends on which school district or which school your kid goes to. So that's absolutely fine.
Oh, that is an important point. Thank you so much. That's very helpful.
And actually, to add on to what Soumya said, you can go to community colleges also to do extra AP courses if your school agrees to credit that.
Okay.
My kid went to community college and did, I think he did AP Calc, I think. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Just wanted to add for any Georgia students here, we have something called Georgia Virtual School. They can go there and also check for any AP courses that are available. It's for a fee, but the kids can take it apart from the schools.
Okay.
Just the FYI.
Thank you.
I do have a question from Vara here. Says, which year of high school summer should they try for internship? For that question, they can try right from 9th grade. It's absolutely fine. Every summer is important for them, or if they're able to get internships throughout the summer, not necessarily they need to do only internship. They can go for jobs also. I think below 16 they won't allow, but over 16 I think they would allow to get into jobs. They can do that, or just they can do volunteering also. like they can tutor, any kind of volunteering should be fine. My kid, one summer he volunteered to mow my neighbor's lawn, so that and they paid him. That's also good enough. So if you're able to show that you did not just spend your time sitting and doing nothing, that's absolutely fine. And
Oh, thank you. On that note, I was going to ask the question. So on that note, so if they volunteer or take up a job, right, should that align with their subject of interest, or what you call the passion? Should that align with that, or
if
could
it
be anything?
aligns, yes, definitely that would help. But even if it doesn't align also, it's fine.
Okay, thank you.
And the second question was, any pointers on how to start a nonprofit organization? Just do your research on that, and you can probably, there are a lot of 501c3 applications. You can, it's not that hard to start a nonprofit organization. You can Google search and you'll get the answers for it. And
Okay, I looked up and I got nowhere with it. Okay, I'll do it again and ask a few more people. Thank you.
And should the recommendation letter come only from school teachers, or could it be from town HR or vocals, etc.? I have a 9th grader, so bear with me if I'm no, that's okay. Any questions are welcome here. As far as if we're able to provide some answers, reasonable answers for them. So recommendation letters, the guidance counselor recommendation is a must. It's going to go either ways. And, getting, like I said, getting to know if the kid is, connects with the teacher or two in the school, that would be better, because they are, most of the time they spend in school, and they would be going in and out of those classes. So because of the time amount of time that they spend with the teacher, if your kid is spending that kind of a time with the vocals teacher or HR, definitely that recommendation also would work. But most of the time they would want to get from the school teachers.
Okay, thank you.
So one more question.
So-
You to take AP courses that do not contribute to major. My daughter's interest is finance. Is it okay not to take AP physics? Usually, if it aligns with the, with their interest, subject of interest, that's better, but it's absolutely fine. They can take AP, other APs also.
I have a question on PSATs. So you had indicated we could take it, even the kids could take it even in 9th grade. If they get a low score because they are just first new to it, is that okay? Does the score in PSAT go anywhere?
So 9th and 10th grades are just practice tests for PSATs. You would, they can be, you can turn them into official PSAT test scores if you're not taking them in your junior year. But if you take them in your junior year, then only then you would qualify for the NMSQT, the scholarship. Okay. Otherwise, you won't be qualifying for the scholarship. There are a few kids that I know that did not end up taking PSAT at all.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Can they take it in 9th, 10th, and 11th, or like?
Yes, they can. They can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but only the last one that will be taken as the official one.
Understood.
If he is taking the in 10th and not taking the 11th, then the 10th grade pre-SAT will be his final score.
Where is that?
Just to add to that, PSAT, most of the schools give it in 10th and 11th grade. So it is enough to take those two. The 10th one is like a practice. 11th one is what will determine whether they will be a National Merit Scholar. The 8th and 9th, usually kids who do summer programs, let's say your son or daughter wants to do at the end of 8th grade, that summer, they want to do something with John Hopkins or Duke Tip, they might ask for a score. That's where the PSAT will help. Then, I mean, if they are planning to do something like that, then they can take the PSAT.
Can they take it outside of school? Or
Yeah,
is it
they
okay?
can take it outside of school. If your school provides it, they can take it in school. And even if they don't take that, Johns Hopkins, I know they have their own test. They can take it through that also, that test, and apply for the program that the kids want to do in the summer.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they can even take an SAT in 7th grade or 8th grade,
Oh.
right before 9th grade, right before they are 14. Okay.
Mhm.
If they want to take an SAT, it will not even come into the system. It is not considered as high school SAT. So they can even take one of those if they want to, just to see how it is, and use that for, if they get a good score, they can use that for their summer programs. But you cannot use that for, let's say they get a 1580 in the 7th grade SAT. You cannot use it for your high school application. It has to be in high school.
Understood. Okay.
So actually, I would like to add something regarding the college essays. So for college essays, usually the college essay prompts will be released in sometime in September, before you start writing your applications. So I know it'll be at the best interest of the kid if they start looking out for the previous prompts, and drafting their essays a little bit ahead of time, so they can get an idea of how the essays would be, and what the prompts would be, and maybe like 10th, after 10th summer would be a right time for them to sit a little bit with those, and think about how they should be drafting their essays. So one thing that I would also like to add on is, if your kid is interested in applying to a certain zone, like, for example, if the kid is interested to apply to colleges that are near by your house, like in Northeastern, for example, I'm in Connecticut. So if my kid is interested in applying only in Northeastern area, and he doesn't want to apply far off, please encourage him to apply to good colleges even far off. You never know when your mind would change, when the kid's mind would change. So you can apply to it after you get acceptance from the college. You can think about whether you want to go or no. But after you apply and get acceptance to only Northeastern and Northeast colleges, and then you think that later on, hey, I should have applied to those colleges, and you don't want to regret it later. So it'll be at the best interest of the kid to apply to colleges, as many colleges as possible. And not more than 20 though. That'd be too much.
One more question. So during their summers from 9th grade, right? Do you recommend that they have both job, some job experience and internship, or it doesn't matter, as long as they did something in summer, that should suffice?
Usually 9th grade is like they're very young. I don't think job is possible, but they can do the internships. For job,
Okay.
I think you need to be like 16 and above. But
Okay.
they can volunteer though. Volunteer, and they can get internships. That should be fine.
Okay.
So I guess I think I have answered most of the questions. If I have missed any, you can ask now, or I think we can end it up here. So I guess.
Thanks. Thanks so
about
much,
it.
Kameshwari and Soumya.
Thanks a lot to everyone. Hope I was helpful. And, thanks, Priya, for organizing and coordinating.